Hey, I'm Bobby Flay, and welcome to WCNY at the Fair with your host, Ted and Amy.
See what's happening at the New York State Fair. WCNY Productions presents WCNY at the Fair with your hosts, Ted and Amy.
Wow.
Ah.
How cool is that?
I don't know. Very exciting. A
want that-
celebrity intro.
I want that for my home answering machine.
Hey, welcome to WCNY at the Fair. We're Ted and Amy. Day 6?
7.
7. Holy
Time
cow.
flies when you're having fun out here at the Great New York State Fair.
Women's Day today, and as a matter of fact, a lot of women are gathered right behind us because you just saw him. Celebrity chef Bobby Flay is up on stage
How
for his
cool is that?
1 p.m. thing at Chevy Court.
Yeah,
So-
he earlier, if you're watching this, obviously at 6:30, he was signing cookbooks in Chevy
Right,
Court.
and he even cooked at the Art and Home Center, so
Very
let's take
cool.
a look.
Well, I use a lot of New York State products all the time. We have a farmers market in Union Square that we sometimes buy our chilies from. Obviously, apples, potatoes, lots of vegetables. I mean, to me, most of the time, it's things that are coming, basically from the ground. I mean, that's the way we utilize a lot of the New York State products. And I mean, the great thing about whether it's New York State or another state, wherever your restaurant is, the idea is to buy locally. And as somebody who grew up in New York, I'm always proud to buy New York State ingredients. The quintessential fair food?
How's that?
Well, somebody told me about some crazy butterfat ice cream out there with the highest butter. I haven't tasted it yet. But also, there's fried dough, there's great fudge. What else is out there? Oh, the fried macaroni and cheese. Don't do it to me. But it sounds good, doesn't it?
Wow.
There you go.
I
Wow.
actually saw Bobby Flay eating a sausage sandwich earlier
did?
today. I did.
Really?
So he
Okay.
does enjoy the fair food.
And we should also mention my claim to fame with him, or
Yeah.
his claim to fame that I appreciate.
Your connection?
I guess so. Yes, is the blonde DA. He is married to the blonde DA from Law and Order SVU.
Really?
Yes, indeed.
Wow.
I mean, he's famous in his own right, but
That's
I'm
true.
a big Law and Order fan, so there you go.
I'd go with that more. Rockin' good time last night at Chevy Court, up on stage, 38 Special performed.
Whoa, always putting on a good show.
Doesn't your hair get bigger and bigger when these 80s bands come to
Just
town?
by
It's
seeing, I had so many friends go out and relive their youth with 38 Special last night. Very, very nice.
very, very
So
fun.
we've had some great acts at Chevy Court, have we not?
We do. We're very excited. Today is Women's Day, all right? So we had Bobby Flay
Right.
for the women during the day. And at night, it's one of my wife's favorites, Dr. Noah Drake from General Hospital.
Rick Springfield.
Rick
Jesse's
Springfield.
girl, you know him. He's still performing and he still looks great. So
He really does,
I'm
yeah.
sure a lot of women will be at Chevy Court tonight as well.
It is Women's Day. Interestingly, at the Mohegan Sun Grandstand, it's fight night. Now, you're probably thinking, well, on Women's Day, but we are headlining the fight night with a female boxer.
Christy Martin,
Yeah.
we're going to hear much more about her. She's a really nice person, and it's very interesting how she got into fighting in the first place, so
Right.
we'll be talking about that. But before, we have a very special guest who's at Ted and Amy's WCNY at the
That's
fair
right.
with us.
From the 119th District, we have Assemblywoman Joan Christensen.
Hello.
Only one of 38 women in the Assembly, Joan?
That's right. I'm one of 38 in the Assembly, and there were only 10 women in the Senate. So I
Holy
don't,
cow.
What's the deal with that?
we're working hard on it. We really are working hard on it. But
I was just asking you how many years, though, you've been in the Assembly. 19 years.
19 years
That
in the
is
Assembly.
wonderful.
Well, it takes a while to work your seniority up in the Assembly because there are 150 of us. But
Right.
so it takes a while, but that is a long time.
Do you spend a lot of your time in Albany, or half the time, or how does that work?
About a third of the time is in Albany, but I have an office here in the Syracuse area, and we're there 5 days a week, 32
okay.
weeks a year.
Certainly have had an interesting year in Albany, Assemblywoman. I mean, you must be glad you're on the Assembly side and not the Senate
You know,
side, aren't
for a change, it's the Senate that's getting it, not the Assembly, and that's,
Wow.
well, not that it's good. It's not good.
No.
I'm
But,
saying it's actually kind of frustrating because obviously the two groups work together, and when they're not getting along, it's hard for you to accomplish as much as you could.
well, we don't know who's in charge,
Right.
and we don't know who to go to with the legislation, and I think everybody is suffering the same way. We just don't know what's going to happen and how much we can accomplish, and it's a shame because it's the people of the state that bear the consequences
Right,
of our
right.
inaction or actions. So we got to do better.
Yeah. Now, how's the reaction been here at the fair with the governor raising fees at the DMV and some of the cutbacks that have been going on throughout the state?
You know, people in the
Program.
state are so hospitable. When the governor comes here, they show him the respect that he's due,
Sure.
and they didn't hit him with the fact that the fees are going up and the
That's
taxes are going up. They just he's a nice guy. He's personable. They like him. you know, and they're not going to blame him for what's going on because he is trying to do the right thing.
Yeah.
Well, we should ask, you said this was your third time at the fair already, and you're here every day. So what do you look forward to the most for the Great New York State Fair?
The people. Just the people, the excitement, everybody's happy and they're having fun and they're busy going to the exhibits, and I like the fact that it focuses on New York and our strengths. I think we don't brag enough about what we have here. And so to be here for a couple of days a week and just brag about the fact that we're New Yorkers and this is us and it's wonderful, you know, that's good.
Well, Assemblywoman Christensen, thank you so much. I wish we had a lot more time. We were talking about the fact it always goes by too fast.
It does.
But have a great time at the fair.
And I hope to see a lot more people here at the fair.
Yes,
there you
all
go.
right.
That million person mark.
That would be great. I know it.
Fantastic.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Assemblywoman Joan Christensen of the 119th District. Yeah, we were mentioning that, yes, there is a female boxer at Fight Night tonight at the Mohegan Sun Grandstand. Let's catch up with Christy Martin.
In the clearing stands a boxer and a fighter by his trade.
My degree is actually in education, and while I was in college, some people dared me to enter a tough man, tough woman contest, and I'm like, no, and they're finally, you can win $1,000. Come on, we'll all go out and have a good time. I mean, $1,000 when you're in college, that's a lot of money. So I did it and was fortunate enough to win because I was more athletic. And the other women were just that tough women, you know, kind of like barroom brawler type women. And just my athleticism was able to overtake their toughness. And I got hooked. When I came into boxing, I just wanted to fit in. I didn't want this exception, that exception, because I'm a woman. But it's obviously, it's a little harder, like most things that we women do. And I'm not a women's liver by any stretch. But, you know, we have to work a little extra hard, I think, than a man would do. You know, we're looked at a little differently and more scrutinized a little harder, I think. And everybody looks to see, oh, is she throwing her punches right? Is she in shape? How much does she weigh? I mean, that really isn't fun when you stand up there in front of thousands of people and they scream your weight out. So it's a little different. The way I was involved with Boxing Hall of Fame, back in 1996, they invited me to be the Grand Marshal after I was on the cover of Sports Illustrated. And to be honest with you, the first invitation, I turned it down because I was scared. I said, those old-timers, those legends, they are not going to want a woman fighter up there with them. So after it was explained to me that you can't turn this down, you have to do this. Thank God. Now, 15 years later, I've been to the Hall of Fame every year, and those old-timers and those legends, they treat me like a granddaughter, and they say they're so proud of how I fight. I'm excited about the fair. I see some of the concerts that are coming in, and I can't wait. Just to be part of getting with the people, because I think we're going to have more of the, we're going to have some boxing fans, but we're going to have just people that are coming to the event for the first time that they've taken in boxing. And so we need to win those people over and create some new boxing fans.
She seems way too nice to be stepping in a ring and beating people up, but she really does a great job.
And I'm sorry, she's so pretty. Do they hit her in the face?
Do
you hit people in the face?
I think that's part of boxing.
I don't know. It seems like.
You know what? You can get tickets for Fight Night at the Grandstand for just $5. That's a deal.
That is
to
a
celebrate
good deal.
with
And
the,
you know, I think
Boxing
this
Hall
is a
of Fame.
really unique thing. I mean, I'm not sure that they've ever brought boxing to the Great New York State Fair. So.
No, this might be a first time ever. And yes, there are male boxers on the card as well.
Yes, indeed. That's tonight. All right, coming up, we still have a lot more of WCNY at the fair.
We do. Carol Baldwin, the mother of half the heartthrobs of Hollywood, will be joining us, along with Fair Food with Paulie. Stick around at the fair with WCNY.